Wednesday. We have a lot to talk about tonight, lots to get into. Big show. It's actually another slow day. Not going to lie. Very slow news day. Not a lot to discuss. It's another show that I'm on the road, and fortunately, this is going to be the last show this week that I'm not in the studio. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow with Alex Jones in the morning.
Let's go.
And then I'll be doing my show back at the regular place tomorrow night. So tonight is the last laptop stream, and it's actually good because the news has been pretty slow the past couple days. We're not really missing anything big. But our featured story tonight, we're going to be talking all about a apparently new decision in the White House that they're only going to import white refugees in the future. And I got to say, some of the stuff the Trump administration is doing, it is low-key kind of based. Okay, it is kind of tough. And I give you permission. It's okay to glaze Trump a little bit. It's okay to say Trump is based. Because some of the stuff I just love to see. Today, the State Department is posting all these people that they've revoked their visa because they celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if you saw, but on State Department's Twitter account, they're posting one after the other. These are apparently visa holders in America from other countries who are laughing about Charlie Kirk, and the State Department says on Twitter, visa revoked, we're taking your visas. I was like, okay, low-key shit's kind of tough. Like, okay, it's kind of awesome. And then today, and we'll get into this, the featured story is that they're only going to bring in white refugees, get this, who oppose immigration. So it's not even like they're bringing in white refugees who are liberal and gay. They're bringing in white refugees that are based and that don't want more immigration. And specifically, in some of the conversation surrounding the policy says they're prioritizing immigrants who will assimilate.
Correct.
And naturally, those are the white people. And I got to say, I like it. I just wish we got more and in a systematic way.
Slowly. We're going to get there slowly. You have to be very patient with this. You have to create a momentum, right? Hey, Phil, Bradley, hoorah. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we have to create a momentum. We cannot just simply go from 0 to 100. We have to create a momentum. As soon as we get this momentum, thinking more that by the end of 2026, this is what the full effect is going to be taking part of. But right now, we have to create the momentum.
And I was talking to some friends earlier today, and I said, this is good stuff. Like ICE in Chicago and pushing down the protesters and revoking the visas of people celebrating Kirk's death and this. It's great stuff, but it's just not enough. It just feels like a school pizza party slice of pizza. It's like you get like a narrow, like little slice of pizza, Dixie cup full of Dr. Pepper. It's like we need the whole loaf. We need an extra large, extra cheese. We need a 2-liter. Like we just need more.
Yeah.
We need more detention centers. We need more militarization of the cities. Like, bring in the National Guard everywhere. Like, bring them at...
Well, we're getting there. Again, you have to create the environment. Remember at the beginning, Trump was trying to just go all the way in, and then you have all the judges coming in. Because I think culturally, we were having a clash. By having a clash culturally, these judges... They felt that they needed to just jump in and stop some of that momentum. Now you see the culture moving towards the right. Now you see the conscious having a different perspective of what is going on in the United States. So we have to create that momentum.
Fuck it, bring them everywhere. In every major city, they sent in like 400 guys to Chicago. It's a city of 3 million people. Send in 50,000, send in 100,000 soldiers.
100%, send them more.
And liberate the cities. Like, we don't have that much time. We're already almost a year in the hole here. We're coming up on January. That's 1 year. Midterms are next year. And it's just too little, too late. That's really my issue. But anyway, we'll talk all about this new policy. Sounds pretty good. And we have to sort of abandon the pretense. It's kind of funny. We used to say... We probably said this, I don't know, like last week. people would say, are you against all immigration or just for non-white people? And you'd say, no, I think we should have no immigration from anywhere, even from what, it's just enough. And now it's kind of like, no, we could use some more white people. Like I'm actually, we could switch it up. We've had 30 years of all Indians and Mexicans. Now let's switch it up. We can bring in some white people. We can bring in some white people if they have the right politics. I'm good with that. Immigration moratorium unless it's the new policy. No, but that'll be our main story. We're also going to talk tonight about regime change in Venezuela. And I don't know what's going on there, but it looks almost like inevitable now. We covered this last week. I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. But the Trump administration is now going all in, it seems, on toppling the socialist regime of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. They've been bombing these small allegedly these vessels involved in drug trafficking. Now, the announcement from the White House today is that they're going to begin land-based operations. Trump said we control the sea. Now we're going to bomb the land. And there's a number of B-52 bombers, apparently, that were circling Venezuela all day today. I was watching this on Telegram. And at the same time, Trump authorized the CIA to begin conducting clandestine operations inside Venezuela. We don't know the nature of these covert operations, but we can only assume they're probably paving the way for a regime change. And maybe they're doing political activities, maybe they're organizing some rebellion, protests. You take out USAID, you bring in the CIA, it's the same stuff. You know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So we'll talk a little bit and give you an update tonight about Venezuela. And I have to say, I am in favor of doing something with Venezuela. But here's the problem. And I don't know if this was last night or if this was last week, but the story from the New York Times is that Rick Grenell had brokered a deal with Maduro that he was going to give us all of their stuff. He was going to give us their oil, their gold. That we
I don't trust them. I don't trust Venezuela, man. I don't want nothing from them. I don't need nothing. Listen, I think the oil, current Venezuela oil is owned by China. So I don't know what the hell they're going to give us. It's what? They owe China, over 20 years of oil is... I don't even think we should just even make businesses with them. Just let them just collapse.
To partner in any future gold or oil mining operations or extraction operations. He said that he would completely abandon China, Russia, Iran, any joint dual-use infrastructure projects. And basically, Venezuela would align with Washington, which is what we want. That's what we've always wanted out of Venezuela. And by we, I mean the United States from the point of view of our foreign policy and the Monroe Doctrine. But they won't take the deal. And again, according to the New York Times last week, it was Rubio, the Secretary of State and the National Security Advisor, who gets in the middle of this and says, that's not good enough. We actually have to topple the government. And I do believe that should be a last resort, because there's too many negative externalities, too many risks. We talked about it earlier on a different show. It's risks to the homeland. It's risks of instability that might cause a refugee crisis. That already happened in the first term. Why not just take the deal? So we'll talk a little bit more about that tonight. Should be a pretty good show. Before we get into it, I want to remind you to smash the follow button on Rumble, smash the like button, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the show.
Subscribe, like, comment, everything,
Here's
guys.
a little messed up, because I was wearing a hat. But how do I look? I have to say the camera hits different on the iMac. I don't know why.
All right, bro.
I was liking some.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that.
I also want to say, before we get into the news, we have some great new products on the merch store. People have been asking about the merch, and today we just released a brand new flag. I think you're going to love it. If you go to fuentes.store, we have 2 new items. We have the Wang Half t-shirt, white ass nigga, going hard as fuck. It says Wang Half. I believe it's the Know Nothing flag. It says Native Americans beware.
Okay. This is
access to the entire archive. $100 a month club at AmericaFirst.plus. You get to be in a group chat with me. And look, Customer satisfaction not guaranteed. I'm crashing out in there constantly. You know, yesterday I was just telling everybody, like, fuck you. I'm in the group chat doing the show, and people are tagging me during the show. And they're saying, like, when's AFPAC? When are you going to be with Tucker? And I'm like, shut up. Go away. So, customer satisfaction not guaranteed. You might not like how I respond. I might not like you.
Hey, you know what's crazy? And sometimes you have to, when it comes down to customer service, it's better to be upfront of how you might just get your customer service. And that way you have no problems, you know, in the future.
And you're not paying for me to like you. You're not paying for me to approve of your nonsense. And maybe I will, though, and maybe I will like you, but that's not a guarantee. It's $100 to shoot your shot, $100 to get the title shot. But I can't promise. In fact, actually, most of the people I think I don't like, actually. I think most of them I don't like. But if you go $100 in, you get to see if you'll be one of the rare people that actually like in the group chat. So that's America First Plus. We're going to get into it. Before we do, I just want to say quickly, it seems that all the evidence now, to follow up on the show last night, and just a quick summary, last night we covered this article in Politico, and it's a lot of drama, it's a lot of nonsense, but basically there's this conflict in the young Republicans, which it's like, is that even still a thing? Like, isn't that for teenagers? I don't know why people even care, but I guess there was a major rivalry in the Young Republicans between Gavin Wax, the former chair of the New York Young Republican Club, and some other guy. And they get in this big feud, they get in this big beef over a committee position. Who's going to be the committee man for the Young Republicans? Like, do you hear yourself? I want to look at Gavin Wax in his Jew face and say, do you fucking hear yourself? Committee man of the Young Republicans? Grow up. I mean, aren't you like pushing 30? You're still a young Republican. Like, get a job. He's at the State Department. Why do we need this? So anyway, Gavin Wax gets passed over for some stupid student council president position by this other guy. And in retaliation for having his valor stolen from him, he blows up everybody that's working for the other guy. And it's this group chat of about a dozen young Republicans, 7 months worth of messages, an archive. And they're making edgy jokes. They're joking about gas chambers and Hitler and watermelon people and monkeys and stuff like that.
Damn.
And it's harmless. I mean, it is just jokes.
It is kind of crazy, man. You have people just joking about stuff like this. It is what it is.
But of course, now all those people are fired. As of today, every single one of those people has been fired. And some of them are lawyers, and some of them are in politics. One of them is a state rep. They're all over the country. And all those people have been fired. And these are, not all of them are white, but most of them are young. They're all young guys. They're all very conservative. I don't know if they're groypers, but I imagine they're mostly on our side. And I said last night, that kind of friendly fire just can't be tolerated. What kind of house of cards, faggot bullshit do you think you're on?
Damn, bro. I'm telling you, like Nick Fuentes.
I don't usually talk like that, especially not lately.
Yeah.
By that, I mean maybe in the past couple of years. But ever since Charlie Kirk got shot, it's sort of a wake-up call. I said this the other day. I'll just repeat it quickly. He got shot in the neck for being 40% as conservative as me. And they celebrated. They danced, they celebrated, they're marching down the street saying, he's a racist bastard, we're glad he's dead. You know, this is BLM, these are Antifa, radical left types. Gavin Newsom today said that the House should investigate the people in the group chat. He said that Congress should actually appoint like a subcommittee and investigate the people in the group chat. And Chuck Schumer is running with this, Gavin Wax's buddy. They're all the Democrats are running with this and saying it's not enough that we destroy their lives are ruined. We have to destroy everybody's lives who thinks like this. They want to investigate all Republicans, all young conservatives, all right-wingers, and find all the groypers, all the group chats, all the Hitler jokes, and wreck all those people. And you know that if the Democrats get in power, maybe they issue a subpoena. If they come back in the presidency, then they got the DOJ on their side. That kind of treachery, like Gavin Wax, has to be the op now. And I'm not calling for violence against him. I just want to make that clear because of the climate that we're in, obviously.
Interesting.
But this guy needs to be straight up blacklisted from everything, needs to be blackballed. And I said...
Meaning because of the loyalty. He failed the loyalty test, right? He should have just approached these folks privately. And I don't know why men don't do this anymore. Sometimes stuff like this should be handled away from the cameras. Well, it seems like young men are just handling stuff like this right in the open. It's like a female energy, I would say. Females, they love the attention. They love the drama. I just simply don't understand why men are doing this. Simply don't understand.
This the other night, if you have his number, if you know this guy, it is your obligation to text him and call him and say, fuck.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
And I said that J.D. Vance said the right thing about this yesterday, and it's true, it was pleasantly surprising. Vance defended the young guys and said, you know, this is jokes. These are college kids making jokes. Meanwhile, on the left, they want to kill everybody. But it needs to go further than that. And there needs to be from the right wing. They're all canceling these people, by the way. The Young Republicans chapter, Mark Levin, like they're digging their heels in. They want these kids destroyed too. And I'm glad that guys like Vance and Matt Walsh and others, to their credit, they're sticking up for them. But it needs to go further. And people need to say, you know, maybe we can't repair these young kids' reputation. The damage is done. The screenshots are out there. We know what we know. But now Gavin Wax needs to pay a price. These dozen kids, they had their lives destroyed because they made jokes in the company of people they thought they could trust. Gavin Wax betrayed his own fucking side, his own people.
Yeah, that's
for no
true.
reason. It's not
For
like...
no reason at all,
you know,
man.
and you could argue these guys are being careless. But this is like, he fed them into a wood chipper. He fed them to the left and then brought down the heat on everybody. The Democrats now want to come after everybody because of young Republican bullshit. Now this guy needs to have his life ruined. But I'm going to tell you something, and this is a red pill for every young white man in politics. Listen to this and listen well. Gavin will never be held accountable. Never. These young guys, they're done. Dunzo. Forget it. You know, these dozen guys in the group chat, their lives, their careers are ruined. They'll come back in some form in years after they apologize and eat shit for a long time, and maybe they won't even work in politics. They'll be lucky if they get some other job.
Or like a podcast and Rumble, something like that.
And that's because they were making jokes, probably the same jokes that Gavin makes in his own group chats. The reason that Gavin will never be held accountable is because he's Jewish.
Oh my God, really? Come on, man.
That is a fact.
Wow.
That's not paranoia. That's not prejudice. Gavin Wax, unlike these kids, has very powerful friends. He's a delegate for the Zionist Organization of America. He's taken photos with Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, that is effed up, man. I don't know. It has to do with you want to be a aspiring politician and you want to kind of, how can I say this? It's like young people that want to get into politics. I guess the first thing they tell them is, don't worry, just if you want to be a Republican, try to meet with Democrats, try to meet with independent. Like you're just a yes man. Without understanding what conservatism and Republican Party stand for, or in anything regarding the right. It's like politics becomes a elitist kind of club. It's a club for elitists.
With this grandma who survived the Holocaust in Italy. That's not even a joke. That's real. Chuck Schumer, the same guy that's lighting up these kids and calling for them to be destroyed, Gavin Wax takes pictures with Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because they're Jewish. And on Holocaust Remembrance Day, that's when they remember it's all in the family. So it's the same reason that